Hi, friends, and welcome back to Playing Tribute to Ace Attorney Investigations, where we are in the middle, as you can see, of the investigation. It is interesting that they didn't put the beginning, like two parts at the beginning, because we saw both embassies, and now we're kind of like in that zone afterwards where we're trying to put everything together, because we've kind of gotten introduced to everything that's going on. And now we're kind of in the middle of it and trying to figure out what is going on. So, yeah, we have found out that basically somebody was killed in both embassies with something from the opposite embassy. So we're trying to figure out how things got through there to the other side. We are trying to figure out what all of this has to do with possibly the smuggling ring, too, because that's, involved as well. And we're meeting some fun characters along the way. So let's dive into what's going on this time. Right. I've left the Damask 2nd investigation to Francisca and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! It's okay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir! We've been investigating our hearts out! Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir! I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe... Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Albastian Embassy. Is that correct? Alabast, that's what it is. Yep! As a local detective, I'm helping out with the investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value, given to Detective Gumshoe. It's always good to keep things uncluttered. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? Yes, because that steals that I was a fake. Where is Will Powers? Scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for our little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Good. That's nice and helpful for us. So, this is the Alabastian one that killed Damask. This is the Babalese ones on this side. Yes, it is much more detailed. Or more organized, that's what I meant to say. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, a lot. No, I was gonna move around. Hey, you're not coming back to Alabas already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. I'm trying to talk to him. Yes, that's what I want. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well. So defeated. take it he has found nothing of any particular use, as usual. Poor Gumshoe. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Polena. Oh, and what is this something interesting? This, sir. That is interesting. Oh, it's so pretty! I'm so jealous! That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently, if you burn the special white crystal oil that they only make in Mabal, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Mabal, should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy! What about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it'll project the images. Oh, silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? So what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? I'm starting to wonder about, like, you know how in the beginning they had, like, that shadow of the Yatagarasu up against the wall? I'm starting to wonder whether that's a silhouette from the lantern. I want to see the lantern again. But we also know that the fire that was burning in the building was orange. It wasn't green. I don't know. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ha, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Oh, there it is. There's a silhouette. What do I want him to investigate? What did I want him to investigate? Is it the statue? Do I want him to investigate the statue? Yeah, no, that's not gonna help. I wasn't paying attention to what he was actually asking. I was too busy trying to predict things about the silhouettes. So, apologies. Let me, see what I wanted him to, investigate. What did I want him to investigate? Is it the ink? Is it the... No. Is it the samurai dogs? Oh, maybe it is. Wow, those look really good, sir. Can I have one? Don't you dare line your stomach with the evidence. Come to think of it, dog detective when she takes care of just eliminating the samurai dog earlier as well. Poor little dog slowly coming to resemble his handler. Oh, that was not helpful. Do I want you to investigate the Yatagarasu? What do I... Or not the Yatagarasu, mask to mask. The second. Yeah, no, he's not going to be helpful in any. Oh, how about the blade? No. Okay. Well, you know, it's fine. Why was it carried across country lines? Nope. Okay. Well then, that's everything. So, I guess that's it. I'm gonna go talk to him now. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern. However, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Okay, yeah, let's get some information from this open-air stage. What function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract the extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight over the Alabastian Rose Garden. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Yatagarasu started. Exactly. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we should ask him about the statue, because it was moved around. Ambassador Paleno, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Prima Duck statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabas and Babal used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Prima Duck statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty, and the right to rule, I take it. Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabast and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling of the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Prima Duck statue is even more important now as a key of diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Paleno knows about what has happened, the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Okay, so I am going to show him the statue. Let's talk about Manny first. Ambassador Paleno, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes! Oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes? Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Cochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that man like that had a hand in the smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. Sounds like Mr. Cochin had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babalese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. Interesting that they were just gonna, out and do that. I like his vest. With his little butterfly thing. Ambassador Paleno, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Prima Duck statue sitting in Alabast right now actually belongs to Babal. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Prima Duck statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession... Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself, and it's definitely Alabast's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Oh, what? Huh? Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Hold it! Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of people and things that enter through their country. meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. This I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the rose garden in Alabash inside the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of the boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the rose garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. Is it a guitar pick? What is... My guess is that it's a guitar pick. Yeah, okay. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use? There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? Doesn't look like there's anything that could get wet from around here. I was thinking they have concerts here at the open-air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. I'm trying to, like, look and see if the symbol means anything or something. It doesn't look like anything. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is it? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it. Okay, that's gonna be important. I wonder if Missile can sniff her out. Alright, so I guess I'm off to Alabas. No, the Rose Garden. So off I go. No, wait, hold on. Where's the rose? Do I have to... Is it this way? They're having a real time of it cleaning up after the fire. I suppose we should stay out here and investigate the stage in the morning. No, not the stage. We're going to the Rose Garden. Theater hallway. The Rose Garden was in the Alabas side anyway. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabas now, but... I know. I'll go back to the ball and do some more investigating there. Okay, yeah, there we are. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Don't need to question who that was. She called me by my full name. How are things in the ball? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Kojin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's why I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in the Alabast. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. Alright, see how it's a silhouette? So I wonder if it's like part of the shadow box thing, but... I don't know. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, just as suddenly it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Bumblebee's embassy that the Yatagarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Alright. This is a nice statue. The statue of a woman. The lady's pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made the leap to that. What's going on here? There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead? nice roses. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes? Of course not. They're rose bushes. You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright. I'll wake you out of your stupor. Don't wake me. Oh, gosh. Now, the next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real. All I tried to do was offer a possibility, and this is what I get? There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. Fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. The pool water is also used for putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. So, like, to let out the fire. Oh my gosh, Larry! What are you doing? Why are you, like, scuba diving down there? What are you doing, man? You're just gonna scream at each other. How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry! Oh, hey, Edgy! Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that! Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? Yes. 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 Alright then, did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him while I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him! You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Hold it! Larry, this is the first I've heard of his son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess? Hold it! Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai, through and through. Heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he is unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. The statue bears a resemblance to the Prima Duck statue. The plaque says King Prima Dux and the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Prima Dux put his life on the line and went into war. So Prima Dux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that the real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Another spotlight on the ground. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for this video. Okay, yeah, that was all stuff we have already heard. Our favorite guy is here. We're gonna have to talk to him soon. This is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool. Such poor planning. If there was no place other than the spot or two by the pool. You really should have made seating arrangements, like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense that consideration for viewers is taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and the audience were to stand the whole time? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Sup, Lang? Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir! And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran the light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir! Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Harsh. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor, I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. It's not going to be so easy to call away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and I'll drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Sure. They're like squeezing the words in these little tiny tiles. Yatagarasu! You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw it alright, with my own two eyes. The Yatagarasu is always there, lurking in the shadows. When the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. As when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. Next second, the spotlight went out. By the time we got to the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain. Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes. Objection! If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. Suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. Oh, I'm gonna jump into this right now. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember this part, or something. Because I don't think I figured it out. I think I just remember it. After looking at some things around here. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. I didn't know we would jump to it right away. No, I am shocked at that. But the minute that I saw this guy, I was like, oh look, a bent over form of a person's face. I think the statues were combined together. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu is not possible. It was created by the statue. Objection! Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however, the statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? The other statue. Maybe like how the fingers are or something like that, I think is what it's gonna be. It's another statue. The Yatagarasu's shadow is made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarasu's shadow. Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up the spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primadux in the battlefield. The shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. That's not exactly as feathery. Maybe it has to be zoomed in on her hand or something. Her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop of the stage. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows... looks nothing like the Yatagarasu's shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain the grotesque shape? Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shown on the queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that one whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Only one part. Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologize. What part of the Queen's statue is used to complete the Yatagarasu's statue? Her silhouette is the hands. Take that! Yeah, I remember random things from this case, apparently. Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Franziska, can we please adjust the spotlight's position? So that only shines on the Queen's left hand. Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... looks cool from this angle. That's pretty fun. Yeah, it's exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. Oh, that was Franziska, sorry. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country that thief visited was Babal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabast. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assumed it was the person who set up the shadow show. Since the biggest clue in solve this case is the existence of this accomplice. Woohoo! Is it bad? I think it's bad, maybe. How's the investigation going? Yeah, there he is. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder, in Agent Lang's charge, and my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I've got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. Why would we regret it? We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. Oh boy. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist. Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is a photo I got for her. What in the world? Why is there always somebody flying in these cases anymore? Between the circus case and the last case of the last game of the trilogy, and now this. Flight. Flight is happening. I don't even know how to explain that away. What is going on there? Also, where was she to take that picture? Was she up on the roof? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air! The times, they are changing. It's not just man. Evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires, the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building, which you could see from the embassy from. Oh, okay, so it wasn't even at the embassy. Interesting. I see, so this was taken after the fire. The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the mountain, and headed for the embassy of Alabast. Objection! This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Yeah, that's fair. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. I have the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph. Well, Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babal investigation for a bit. Alright. We're just gonna go back and forth. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Hey, Kay, what's up? Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth! Come on, let's get back to our investigation! Yes, let's. Okay, so... Oh boy. To think after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Man's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I've yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Who's there, Dave? Please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Polino. Actually, there's one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure! Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a total gentleman. Haha, you don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Polino. You sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole so many years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it! That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. Too many mysteries to be solved in this case. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he has been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad? Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. That kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. How do you... Why? Because it's a big black shape in a long coat? Oh, I meant to actually look that. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Okay, but we did a lot. There's that Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. White outline is all that is left to tell the tale of his murder. What's this? Something clearly not important enough to look at. Yeah, okay. Does this have a similar chimney thing? Fireplace, huh? So Babal's offices have them too. Two? There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found Babal's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why didn't you go creating new memories with this fireplace? You can climb inside and we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. Ah, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. We didn't get to see over here last time, so... Appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. Okay, we see that the ink is there. So if it's Babalese ink, it should have burned green. Bottle of Babalese ink on Mr. Cochin's desk. It looks like there's... Oh, and it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal isn't broken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polano, it looks like your precious Babalese ink is alright after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? I'm going to talk to him later. There's only one book left standing here, Treasures of the World. Wait, what? Let me see that. Huh, I see. Ah! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate, why? Looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? Oh, what did you imagine them to look like? I thought that the balls would look like a flower, and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way it looked like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base. Pretty country had a flower phone, which would be Alabast, don't you think? Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been from when they were Cadopia. There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place. You know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth. Curiosity and imagination. Okay, let's look in the drawer. It's really important. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire. It doesn't look too damaged. I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that looks like the paper that the masked guy was carrying. It's a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. I love how it's like, hey, deduce. Like, duh, you have something. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right! What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purposes of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polano, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note? This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case... Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in an Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Prima Duck statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Prima Duck statue? We would know for sure if we can run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask him to gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. Okay, I think it's time to talk to him. Oh, wait, hold on. Window. You can see the Alabastian Embassy through this window. So where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? As you can see it from here, I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed. Oh, that's where Damask II was killed. What? You don't mean the Damask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though Damask II was merely an imposture of the original. Alright. We got lots to talk about. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. What? We had 2 fires here at the Babalese Embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jam and Ninja show. Oh, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jam and Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater-goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jam and Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly! the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? Did he? I don't remember. When was this photo taken? Right after the fires. Before the first floor put out. Oh! I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. So then, what was the extent of the damage on the second fire? The second fire was contained in this floor, the third floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above that caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. Okay, so after the first fire on the 4th and 5th floors. Interesting. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polano. First fire at the Babalese embassy occurred during the Jammin' Ninja show. The fire occurred in the 4th and 5th floors and took until the end of the show to put the fire out. The second fire of the Babalese embassy occurred after the Jammin' Ninja show. The fire occurred on the 3rd floor, and Mr. Kochin's office caught fire during this. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, which was it that you wanted to ask about? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were, and if you happen to know what Mr. Kochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. Let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version. Alright, I can do that for you. So what did Mr. Kochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Kochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Oh, that's good information to have. Which is why both the Prima Duck statue and the Babalese knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? How about that? I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up the creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of his secretary's anger? Oh, he's very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babalese ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Apparently, orders go up the chain of command around here. Okay. That's about it for what we did this morning, just some cleaning. Spilled Babalese ink onto the back wall while burning files in the fireplace, left ashes there. Why do I have a feeling that that ink wasn't burning green? Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Kochin did this afternoon? Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatre Notalis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I'd straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater. Because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. Seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. but during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Kochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there, in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Well, there are, actually. I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Kochin's bottle of ink? I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. Okay, that makes sense. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green. Which was the cause? Well, white crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Vivoli's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire, so that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? When he opened the door? It's gotta be next to the door, right? I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Kochin hired Damascus II. Actually, I fear it might be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one and part of today's event. But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, the Babal statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Kochin know about Babal's screwed-up statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed to be a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Cadopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Cadopian ambassador? But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was, or will be. I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard yet. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Maybe to keep in the important area for his smuggling ring? Like, being able to kind of go under everybody's noses? Ah, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Sup, Gumshoe? Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? So he just gave information? Okay, fine. Yep, got it right here, sir. What was the information? Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What's all this, Gummy? It's all the information on the room that I got from Embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Ah, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. You bet. So what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yeah? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? Thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean Little Thief. You're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it! Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Ah, green flames. Seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route this person K-Saw used as well. The person K-Saw used as well. Ooh, what is this? Some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? That's certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Okay, so one of the things that's missing is... Oh, that's interesting. But also the knife, obviously. Looks like one of the Babali's knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with a handle from the real murder weapon. And Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's woes. What's going on here? His grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something. Ambassador Polino, may we take a look inside that clock? Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir! I'm on it. Alright, what we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire. Is this what caused the clock to stop chiming? But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Alright. He's so sad. Why is he sighing over there? The wire is found random inside Paul's clock. Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there. And perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. So, Babal's really into pushing their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training. Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth! I can't believe she took me seriously. Flag. We've already gone through this conversation. I wanted to look at the flag. I'm trying to think whether the wire has anything to do with the flight outside. It looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting on it? No, I'd better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I am a prosecutor, and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job is to be a great thief, which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. Curtain. Oh my gosh, curtain. You can see the Alabastian Embassy. Oh, okay. I love how it's going through all the things that aren't different. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So the charge remains of a falling ceiling fan. I've seen a few of those before. They spin around and around and play music. Musical mobile. They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round like a record. I see. I guess I can see how they might think that. Okay, green fire. Spin the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw. Flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time he came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire died out or something by that time. And this fire here is only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor. Fire in here only burned on the 3rd floor. Until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in the ball, I suppose. Guess Mr. Plano was just lucky enough to run into his fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. Since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer. It's very likely to be the case. After all, the person came into this room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? But then what did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Well, whatever it is the person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. And since the fire's green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. We've already established this. I don't know why we're doing this again. The silhouette lantern. Its green flame comes from the white crystal oil that's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames are caused by white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there's only one other thing made from white crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polano was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. Again, things that we've established already. I don't know why it's making me re-speak all these. Bubbly's ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames of the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from the bottom of Bubbly's ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. The money! Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. It would appear that I've finally found it. Smuggling ring's real goal. The money.
Take that!
What would consume that great volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa. You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime, for they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. So they actually had it the whole time. Yeah, and they were burned up. What do you have to say? Detective, you took part of the initial bug investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But the first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess no one else had the same idea, because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burned to a crisp. Aren't you supposed to use the stairs in the case of a fire? Wait, so that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Yes, thank you, Felina. Maybe someone wrote it in the fit of panic? Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babalese embassy at all? I didn't personally, and the other staff members told me they never got a good look in person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. Second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabast. It's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So no one was able to get a good look at the Yatagarasu that entered Babal? Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
person in a long coat? Sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabast was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect. You can't be serious! Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you... The Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, then disappeared. And by the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I was lost for a while there. Hold it! You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective. I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I lost and wandering around the third floor hallway, sir. When I heard the scream, I headed toward it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Coach's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Oh, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then, during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? I've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Paleno about it. Ambassador Paleno, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes. About this office, it appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Albastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Wow. Bilaterally symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same. As my room is currently under renovation, we worked hard to make Manny's room look like an ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with Jam and Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like? What's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? It's another odd expression of the ball's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. A piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Let's connect some dots. So, the fireplaces should be connected, right? Wait, hold on. What's this one? Yeah, okay, I mean, in theory, that's... yeah. The Alabastian and Babalia sides of the buildings are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed, and my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. Alright, let's go examine it more, because that's what it says to do. Looks like just another fireplace, though, doesn't it? So, how do you turn again? X marks the spot. In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the firewall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. Hold it. You scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from the scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? What is missing from the scene? I see inside this starter wood. It doesn't match up with Mr. Polino said earlier. Because Polino said that the fireplace was on. Or on. The fireplace, there was something burning in the fireplace. Yeah, so this is... That must mean it's been pushed around then, right? Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files of the fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I'm a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? Yeah, okay. It turned. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, do you? No, he's not lying. No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It's the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me? You got it! I'll add it in the ashes for the burned files, and... Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, right? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on! You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know. There's really no need for you to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. It's logic. Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's just saying that we've already checked it. Alright, so we do want to turn it because it's proof that it's been turned. The revolving fireplace was used. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some Babalese ink while he was burning the files. And yet there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back of the wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. The revolving door of the fireplace was used, I think is what he's talking about. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer, and after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Yeah, I think we've gotten to the end game here, guys. I don't know why we're at the end game in part 3, but... Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route! Yeah, but this is only the beginning. Now I have to chase the killer down. Room next door. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who is in the neighboring room. Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir! Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena. we about to, accuse her of murder? It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I have no proof yet, however I know she is hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself? No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You shouldn't need to psych yourself that much for such a simple task, Detective. I think it might be a little too broad. Wow! The wall inside the fireplace really did turn. And there's the ink. That's so neat. I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babalese ink used to build ambassadors there in the back wall. Alright, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is? Now, we're short on time. If you could please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yatagarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth, a number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said it was easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me? If it's the info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off. Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself. When I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know. That is something that I practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Yay, looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective. Looks like you can use that fireplace as like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay. Just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket is getting quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, Detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh, no, sir. I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it clean, but, you know. I see. Very well, then, as you wish. So, because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I'll have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'm back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let's go and wait in the Edgeworth Palace, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. Okay. Alright. Kay seems eager to accuse Agent Sheena of murder, but I don't know. I do not know. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. It's very hard to keep track of everything that's important there.
Well, we know where the counterfeit stuff is, the counterfeit bills and stuff. So that part of the mystery is solved. Like, it's all burned away now. Poor Francisca, she's not going to get her case solved there. But, yeah, there's really not much to say here. There's not much to say in the in-betweens, because it's like, you've seen it all. This is what's happening, and what's to come is whatever we can figure out. So next time, I guess we are going to be hanging out with Lang and Sheena, and maybe asking Sheena about what she knows about things next door, because it's kind of suspicious that she was over there. And then came and accused Kay immediately of murder, as you do. So, but then, like, what would be the motive and all of that stuff. So there are mysteries to solve and to figure out, and I'm sure we will, because that's how the game goes. So I will talk to you guys next time, and hopefully things open up a little bit more.